Let's solve homework exercise number 14 from section 10.4. We're supposed to find the area of this figure, which is one pair of parallel sides, so it's a trapezoid. The area of a trapezoid is 1/2 the height times B1 plus B2, the two parallel bases. Now, the height is the h is the height, it's the perpendicular. So right here you see the 8 is you have a right angle, it's perpendicular to the two bases, two parallel sides are the 19 and the 27. So that's B1 and B2, and h is the height, the perpendicular. So we don't even need to use the 8.6 and the 9.3. Those are the slanted sides, we don't even use that. The area is simply 1/2 the height, again the perpendicular, the right angle indicates it's a perpendicular, so the height is the 8, and then the two parallel sides are the 19 plus 27, okay? So we'll put that into our calculator and get the correct answer. So we have 1/2, we can just do 1 divided by 2, and then the 8, the height, we can put in another parentheses, and then we have to have parentheses around the two bases, the sum of the two bases to do the correct order of operations. So 19 plus 27, 1/2 8 times 19 plus 27, and we get the answer of 184. Okay, now we know the units are in meters, the lengths of the side, so area is always square units, so it's square meters is the correct unit. All right, very good. Let's go ahead and work on problem 15. Find the circumference of the area, express the answer in terms of pi, and then round to the nearest tenth. Okay, so circumference is distance around the circle. Circumference is given by the formula 2 pi times the radius. Okay, 2 times pi, and the radius is from the center to a point on the circle. So that is the center, the purple dot indicates the center to a point on the circle, so the 8 is indeed the radius. So now we can just take the 2 times 8 is 16 pi, and it's just a linear measure, it's centimeters. Again, we're going to leave our answer in terms of pi, so we're just going to put in 16 pi for the first answer. All right. The pi is already there, so all you got to do is put in 16 and then put the units. It's a linear measure, it's the distance around, so it's in centimeters. Okay, find the circumference round to the nearest tenth. Now we can go ahead and use our pi key, or you can use 3.14. The pi key is second, and then the exponent key is the pi, or you can just put 3.14159 or whatever, if you can do that too. So again, circumference is 2 times pi, 3.14159 is to 5 decimals. I have it memorized. And then it's times the radius is 8. Okay? Or you could have just put in 16 times pi from the previous formula. Okay? So anyway, if we do that, if we use the pi key, again, 2 times 8 is just a 16. And then second, and then the up arrow is the pi. It shows you the symbol, but then when you hit enter, it gives you the decimal. So rounded to the nearest tenth, 50.26. The tenth is 1 decimal, so the 6 follows the 2, so we would add 1, and the circumference is 50.3. And then again, it's centimeters. It's a linear measure. Again, or I could have just put in 16 times 3.14159. If you put in that many decimals, there you go. It finally varies 265 after the fifth decimal, okay? So it's very accurate. So either way, you can use the pi key, 3.14159, or sometimes you just use 3.14. That's usually accurate enough. Okay, very good. Oh, the area. I'm sorry, there's one more part to this. The area of a circle is a different formula than the circumference. It's the area is how much is included if you're eating a pizza, right? So the area is pi r squared, okay? And again, in terms of pi, we're going to leave pi in there. It's the radius squared, so this time it's 8 squared, not 8 times 2. So 8 squared is, we know 8 times 8 is 64, so the answer is 64 pi. And again, the units are area now, so it's square centimeters. So in terms of pi, it's 64 pi r squared, okay? So the 64, the pi is already there, so you don't need to put it in. And then area is always square centimeters, okay? And now the area rounded to the nearest tenth, so we have 64 times second exponent key, which gives you the pi, enter, and rounded to the nearest tenth, 201.06. Okay, so there's a 0 followed by a 6, 201.06. So this 6, you would add 1 to the tenths and get 201.1 to the nearest tenth. Okay, and again, it'll be square centimeters because it's area. So 201.1, and again, area is always square meters, square centimeters. All right, very good. Okay, find the circumference of the circle in terms of pi. Okay, now again, the circumference, now when you go all the way across, this 26 is the diameter. It's understood to be the diameter if it goes all the way across. So the circumference is 2 pi r, or 2 times r is the diameter. So you can go pi times d. Either formula will work. Okay? So because 2 times the radius is the diameter. So pi times the diameter is 26. So we're going to get 26 pi. And again, the units will be linear measure yards. So in terms of pi, we'll just put in, we got 26 pi. The pi symbol is already there, so all we got to do is put in 26 for the value, and then the units is yards. Okay, the circumference to the nearest tenth, 26, again, times 3.14159 if you don't have a pi key on your calculator. And you get 81.68, so to the nearest tenth, 1 decimal, you would add round up 81.7. And again, the circumference is always a linear measure, the distance around. And now the area in terms of pi. Now, the area must be, the only formula for area is pi r squared. There is not a formula involving the diameter. So notice, 26 is the diameter. You divide by 2 and you get 13. Will give you the radius, right? Half of the diameter is a radius, or divide by 2. So now we can get pi times 13 squared. 13 squared, you can do it on your calculator. It's 169 pi. And again, area is square units, so it'll be square yards, okay? So the area must be calculated in terms of the radius squared. The diameter is 26, so the radius is 13 half, and 13 squared is 169. So the formula again will give us 169. Pi is already in there, and again the area is square yards. Okay, and the area to the nearest tenth is going to be 169 times second exponent will give us the pi value of pi, 530.92. So to the nearest tenth, the 2 follows in the hundredths, so we'll keep it as a 9. We don't add anything. So to the nearest tenth, we'll get 530 0.9. Okay, so make sure you round your answer correctly. Square yards is the unit for area. All right, very good. Number 17, find the area of the figure. Okay, we got a bunch of right angles, so we know it's two rectangles. Now the key here is don't do the area in the corner twice. So what you can do is either way, you can break it that way or you can break it the other way. I'll go ahead and draw my line right here. So then this is one part of it. This is a rectangle 4 by 13. The area of a rectangle is length times width. So 4 times 13 is 52, again, square meters. Okay, now notice this one is 5. From here to here is 13, but we've got to go ahead and get this part. From here to here is 4. So altogether, this is 4, this is 13, so altogether it's 17 long, right? So the area of this one right here is going to be, again, rectangle length times width is going to be 5 times 17, which is 85 square meters, okay? So just make sure you count that square once, but not twice, okay? So again, the first rectangle was the area length times width, the red one, 4 by 13 right here. And then the second one was this one all the way from there to there, right? The green one, the length is 5, and the width is 5, and the length is the 13, and then the extra 4 here to count this square part of it. So that gave us a total of 17. Okay, so then the total area, we add them together, and we would get 137 square meters. Okay, when we add those two, the 52 square meters and the 85. Okay, so break it up into two rectangles and then add them together. 137 square meters. Okay, and you can see that if you did it the other way, if you did it this way, cut it this way, then this rectangle would be 13 and 5 would be 18, right? 13 here, 5 here. So 4 times 18 is 72 square meters. And then this rectangle, this one, we already have the square, right? We have all that. So this one, now we're just doing this part, which is just 5 by 13, 5 times length times width, which is 65 square meters. And then again, add them together, and we get 137 square meters for both of them together, which is the answer we got previously. So it doesn't matter how you break it up. You'll get the correct answer as long as you count that square once, the part that overlaps, the corner that overlaps. All right, very good. We're going to stop this session at problem number 17. If you have any questions, send me an email at tswers@hodges.edu or call me at 239-938-7805. Thank you.